Everyone, and welcome to English 1010 online. My name is Honey Denson. I'm going to be your instructor for this class, and I'm just making a quick video to kind of go over the syllabus briefly. Y'all can read it. I'm not going to bore you about the super long video on the syllabus and just kind of how our class will work. So, this is our syllabus. That is my email address, honey.denson@mtsu.edu. That is my phone number. I'm also going to be sending out a remind code. If you need to text me, you're getting in contact with me that way. I send out a lot of reminders with Remind, and so it would be really, really awesome if you added that, because I know a lot of you use Remind. I do have children in Rutherford County schools, and it seems like we have like 50 million Remind threads. But it is a very useful tool, so I will be providing that link in D2L. If you do need to talk to me one-on-one or want to set up an appointment, you have questions about an assignment, just let me know. We can set up a Zoom, a phone call, conference, back and forth over email, whatever you need to be successful, just let me know. So this is 1010. I call it the fun writing class because we do quite a few fun assignments, I feel. If you hate writing, they might not be quite as fun for you, but I also understand that as well. Said not going to go over all of this because you can read it. Course materials, as I made an announcement at the beginning of the week, we do not have a textbook, and that's actually why your course isn't fully loaded. I actually didn't find out I was teaching this class until last week. And we have, which don't worry, I've taught 1010, I've taught 1010 online. This is my 6th year doing dual enrollment. This is my 11th year teaching college. And before that, I did teach middle school, high school. So I've been in education for like 20 years. But we recently have a free online textbook. We have 2 textbooks that are online. One is free, one is not. I wanted y'all to be able to use the free one. And so I've been going through and like updating assignments to reflect the new free textbook, and that just takes a while. I needed 2 weeks to do it. So if you will forgive me, I do have week 1 ready to go, and the rest of your course will be uploaded by the end of this weekend. So you don't need a book. All the links will be provided in D2L for free. Yay. Punctuality doesn't necessarily mean like physical punctuality, but just make sure that you are attending a class online and submitting assignments on time. Your attendance is logging into this course and submitting assignments on time. I do deduct points if things are super late. Kind of like on a graduated scale, like if it's 1 week late, I might let that slide. But if it starts to get more than 1 week late, you're going to start losing about a point per week. And so please turn them in on time. They do build up, and sometimes I do reach this cutoff point where I'm like, okay, I'm not taking any more late assignments because I just don't have time to grade them. Now, if you've got a situation where you've been called into work 2 nights in a row, you weren't expecting it, and the homework's piling on, and you're feeling overwhelmed, just let me know. Say, hey, Miss Denson, I've got to work all weekend long. I don't have time to really give this assignment the time and attention that it needs. Can I have a few more days? 99.9% of the time, I'm going to say sure. Go for it. Just send me a remind, send me an email. Glad to work with you. Now, if you have an emergency, like I had a student whose house burned down last semester. So I was like, yeah, that's why you didn't turn your work in. I'm not going to be counting off any late points for that. So there are always exceptions, but the key is that you are communicating with me. If I don't know what's going on and I just see that you didn't turn in your work, then I don't, I'm just going to assume that you just didn't do it. And so communication is key both in classroom and in real life when you get jobs. So please also make sure that you are turning in your work either in the text box or as a Word document. Be very, very careful, especially those of you Rutherford County that use Microsoft Online. When you turn in the online forms through your Rutherford County Schools email account, I can't open them. I don't have access to that because I use MTSUs, and when you have 2 using Office 365 at the same time, they don't communicate well together at all. So please, please, please be mindful of that. Sometimes I tell students to log on to their MTSU stuff using a different web browser. So if you normally use Chrome, maybe use Edge to do your MTSU stuff, so that way we don't run into those complications. Don't plagiarize. That says it all in of itself. Don't cheat, basically. Just be respectful of other people, especially in the discussion boards. Don't tell someone you think their idea is stupid or whatever. Yeah, just be nice. Be a good human. That's all I'm asking to do. And I will be here on time, lurking through the discussion boards, occasionally commenting and grading your work in a timely manner. Now, your weekly assignments that we're going to get into, I can typically get those graded in about a week. The larger assignments, I need like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks to grade them, just depending on which one they are, because there are a lot of you and only one of me. And it takes a really long time to get those graded. So, we do have a writing center, so at MTSU, which you can use. So please, there's the information for it. If you have something going on like a 504 or an IEP because you have got autism, dyslexia, ADHD, whatever, let me know. I'm more than happy to work with you to help you do your best in this class. I've got a kiddo with ADHD. I had a kiddo with autism. I know what that's like, and it's sometimes you just need some slightly different modifications in class, and we can do great. Going on, these are going to be our major assignments. We've got a narrative interview project, a movie analysis, not review, analysis, a genre analysis. You flip that into a different genre. I'll explain all of that as we get to it. And this is the big thing, the asynchronous assignments. Every week you'll have 1 to 2 asynchronous assignments that you need to complete, and then also the discussion boards. The discussion boards, every week you will have an initial reply to my prompt, and that is due by Wednesday, and then you have to make 2 peer replies by Sunday. With the exception of this week, I gave y'all till Friday because it's a short week. Classes don't even start until Tuesday. So notice that these are worth a lot of points compared to the major assignments, and that's done on purpose. I want you to participate. We're showing that one thing I do is that writing is a process, and a lot of the asynchronous assignments are built into helping you do better on the narrative, on the interview project, and whatnot. They're all interconnected and they scaffold upon each other. So please make sure you're doing these assignments. Missing one's not going to affect your grade much, but if you keep missing assignments, it's really going to start impacting your grade. And on discussions, in my online classes in the past, I've had students just make the initial reply, not the 2 peer replies. Well, the initial reply is worth 6 points. The 2 peer replies are worth 4 points. So if all you do is the initial reply, guess what? You only have 60% on a fairly large portion of your grade. So please make sure you're participating. On your major assignments, they're actually broken down into 4 sections. Your rough draft, participating in the peer review, turning in the paper to me, and then revisions. So we do peer reviews within the discussion boards in small groups. Don't worry, not everyone's seeing your paper. So I believe, again, that writing is a process that you should never just turn in your rough draft. And so you will go through this revision process. You'll turn it into me. I'll take a look at it. And it might be sometimes I look at a paper and go, this is really good. I only found like 1 comma error. I'm not going to make you revise over 1 comma error. I'll point it out and say, hey, here's your 20 points. Just make sure you watch your commas, look at my notes, things like that. Or if I see a few extra mistakes, like some misspelled words, I'm like, okay, this overall was really, really good, but there were a couple of errors here, and maybe it was just a little bit off on this paragraph. You've got an 85% basically, a 17 out of 20 points. And so if you're happy with the B, keep the B. But if you want to revise it to get the A, do my suggestions, revise it, turn it back in, and you can have the A on this paper. So you always have a chance to make a better grade. But you also have the choice to be like, I'm cool with this. So it's whatever you want to do. You have some control over your grade here. So all assignments are going to be due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Let's see, Rutherford County does add 4 vigor points for the grades they receive in dual enrollment classes. I'm not sure about other counties. I need to check on that. So just so you know. And then just that note, oops, I lost it. Note on AI. We have got all this wonderful technology. It doesn't necessarily mean we should be using it. It's been surprisingly easy to catch AI generated papers. I do believe it is a good tool to use for brainstorming and organization, but you have to be really, really careful about it. I had a friend who had a student turn in a paper that in the middle of the paper it said, since I'm an AI program, I can't comment on this. So yeah, sometimes it's pretty easy to catch, especially if you don't proofread it first. So just participate, and we're going to have a great time. So course calendar, kind of the theme for the week is in red, the asynchronous assignments are in blue, and then the discussions are in purple. And I will let you look over all of that yourselves. So what does a class look like? As I said, your classes aren't fully uploaded, so I'm going to show you my 1020. It's going to look pretty much the same here, except you do have like a discussion tab up here. But the course home, when you look at it, it will have like announcements each week here where I'll post what we're doing in class, any extra lectures, and links to the assignments that you're going to be doing. So like here, they have a link to the syllabus and then their asynchronous assignment one that they can go and look at. And then down here on the calendar, it also has links to the assignments that they are going to be doing. So when you have an assignment, just also look on that right side and it will take you right to it. In the content tab, you will have just some list of resources to help you be successful in the class. Like syllabus and different things like that. Your class will be divided into weeks and you'll be able to just click on each week and it will have your assignments as well. I try to link them in several places so you can find them easily. And just any other thing I feel like would be helpful for you to do well in the class. You can also always just go to the Dropbox. Takes a second to load, and then you can also find your assignments there that you can just click on and go through. And then of course a course calendar that you can look at and click on different things, and there will be like little dots